Welcome to Baldwins. Today we're here in the gallery at 399 The Strand in our newly refurbished building, and today we would like to talk about auctions at Baldwins and a little bit of the history. I'm Neil Paisley, Managing Director.
I'm Dominic Chorney, the Ancient Specialist at Baldwins. Baldwins first held its own auctions in the early 1990s. Even though Baldwins was founded in 1872 as a coin dealership, it wasn't until the mid-1990s that we really started doing our own auctions. This is the first catalogue that we ever made for auctions. 1994, 4th of May. And on the front we can see the classic Baldwins logo, which was actually created for this exact reason. And it's the logo that we still use today. The original auctions were held at the Royal Society of Arts, which is just over the road and just round the corner from Baldwin's Adelphi Terrace premises as it was. Of course, we've now moved to 399 Strand. And back then, we auctioned all kinds of coins in our monthly sales. Since then, we've had various much larger auctions, many of which have become famous in their own right, including the Prospero Collection, the Bentley Collection, and the Hemisphere. And Neil, I think you'd tell us a little bit more about the Bentley Collection.
Well, the Bentley Collections are the most renowned collection of sovereigns. Not only did they have currency examples, virtually every date of sovereign, but they had extremely rare varieties, all the patterns and proofs, and it is just an absolute amazing collection. Formed over 34 years, it is every sovereign collector's dream to have a collection such as this. There were over 1,200 lots of coins. Originally, the collector was collecting just the currency examples, but as time moved on, he delved into the other areas. Notable highlights of the Bentley collection, one must mention the 1819 sovereign. Still, I believe, is the finest known today. In about extremely fine condition, this coin, only a handful known, usually only in fine condition or sometimes pierced and plugged. This example fetched a record of 155,000 plus premium at the time. What's interesting is he also went back to 1816, whereby his first coin is represented by the pattern guinea, or some say the sovereign, because this was made as an example to see what the first milled sovereign would look like. So it encompasses the transition of guineas over to sovereigns. Then, of course, he has the classic 1817. He had the proof of that version, and then it just went on throughout. An absolutely amazing collection. It will always now be referred to by all sovereign collectors. It's a reference book. We even created a hard-backed book encompassing all three sales, and it has become a pinnacle collection. Moving on to this, we also, sovereigns again, which I must mention, was the Hemisphere Collection. And I must mention this, although it wasn't as varied as the Bentley Collection, it did feature the iconic Edward VIII Proof Sovereign. At the time when that came for sale, it created a new record and it sold for 430,000 plus premium from memory. But absolutely superb sales. The Bentley will probably never be beaten. It's just such a shame he didn't have the Edward VIII sovereign in it. But of course, we've not only do we do sovereigns at Baldwin, we've done Islamic coins, foreign, commemorative medals, and also we featured the absolute iconic Prospero Collection, which Dominic can talk about.
Yeah, the Prospero Collection is probably the most comprehensive collection of ancient Greek coins to come to market in the last 50 years. It's definitely the most exceptional collection of ancient coins sold in the 21st century. It was a massive sale that was sold in 2012, and it featured coins from across the Greek world. So it was essentially an encyclopedia of coins. It contained the finest examples, and it made some world records at the time.
Well, what's interesting, we actually held this sale in New York, didn't we? Away from the usual London venues.
Yep, that's absolutely true. So it had that international appeal. And the record-breaking coin was the coin that we can actually see on the cover here. And that was the Pantacapian gold stater. This coin was minted on the Bosphorus, and it made a world record for an ancient coin at the time, which was $3.25 million. The entire collection sold for over $20 million in total, and it really probably won't be beaten for quite a while.
I mean, how comprehensive is the collection? Does it feature all the areas of ancient coins? Me not being an expert by any means.
In terms of ancient coins, this catalogue was specifically Greek coins. So it had coins from Italy and Sicily, mainland Greece, Asia Minor, Africa, everywhere, even some Gaulish coins. And yeah, it really was a comprehensive collection of ancient coins, and it really is, you know, it contains some of the finest pieces known, lots of unique rarities. The collection did make some headlines all around the globe. Yeah, this collection caused such a storm at the time that Baldwin's actually decided to produce a hardback copy, a bit like we did with the Bentley Collection, just so that people could have a more lasting reminder of the collection. Bentley went on to become a common reference guide for sovereigns just because of how detailed it was.
Has this happened with the Prospero catalogue?
Not so much, just because I think the field of ancient coins, particularly Greek coins, is so vast that unlike with sovereigns, you've got the tiny little varieties you can collect. This was more of an overall collection. You know, really
and with sovereigns, the milled ones only started from 1817. What's interesting to note is with the Hemisphere Collection, there was an example of the hammered sovereigns starting with Henry VII. There's Elizabeth I, Edward VI, Henry VIII. This starts from the hammered period going all the way to Elizabeth II.
So that was a rundown of some of the most important auctions over the last 25 years at Baldwin's, and we really look forward to seeing you again at our future sales.